seems like a million years, but it's about 11.5 years. Education. I'm really, really happy to see all the people here today. COVID has taken us away from that face-to-face connection with our communities, and it's really good to see all the youth here today. This science fair is a pretty big event for us every year, and last year, the first year of the pandemic, it was canceled right completely as everything was shut down, and then last year it was virtually. So it's good to be able to have it half virtual and half see all of you guys here. We had a good day yesterday, long day of judging and the students presenting, and then we had a good meal and awesome deadly keynote speaker last night and good supper, and the magic show was so good. I don't know if everybody in the room attended last night, but last night was so good. It was fun. We had a lot of fun here last night. I do want to thank our Dale Worm here, who he always looks so cool, and I'm just like, aren't you freaking out? I was only in charge here for about 10 minutes this morning, and I was like, what's going on? And I'm freaking out, and he just walks in, okay, everything's good. And even when I called him up and messaged him, and I'm like, how's everything going? Oh yeah, and he sends me a list, and I'm like, he just takes it so easy. And I remember the one year when before Dale was working with us, and we had lost the funding for our science program one year, and towards the end of the year, in early February, we were given a little bit of money to do a science fair. And it was my responsibility to put it together. And I think I almost lost my mind that year. So it's a lot of work. And Dale does it so easily, and effort makes it looks like it's so easy, but I know it's not. So if we could give him a round of applause. He makes my life easier anyway. And then his group of consultants, Barry and Don and Ian, and then various other people. I think Herman Michelle was with us this year as well, right? So they all helped to put this together and to run our science program this year. So give them a round of applause too, because they deserve it. They've worked hard for us and put this all together for us this year. And I think it's really good. It's we've been able to spread out here and keep socially distanced. We've been able to have all our projects, so it's really good. I like it. I hope we can do this again next year, the same format. So, but anyhow, I won't say too much more. I just want to thank all the students. Oh, the other people we should also thank too is the Prairieland Park and the meals. The meals were really good, and the service, all the people serving us, and it was really good. So we want to give them a round of applause too. But with that, I want to congratulate in advance all the winners, and every single student that put a project in here and is a winner. So you guys worked hard, and the projects are so awesome. So with that, I thank everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Right. Well, good morning, everybody. Ani Chagwa, Tansigia, Glenete, How Koda, and How Kona. It's good to be here with you this morning. Vice Chief Pratt here of the Federation. And first of all, I want to acknowledge our knowledge keepers for saying the opening prayer this morning. And I want to acknowledge Vice Chief Ali Bear in her absence, as well as all the staff, Dolores and Rhonda, Dale, Don, Mary, Herman, everybody who's contributed this year, all of the students of the church that have calling from my morning on the road, which is why you're seeing the inside of my car this morning. But I first of all want to say to all the students this morning, thank you for attending this year. And a little bit of my background is I have a degree in education. And before I got into politics, I'm a graduate of the Indian Teacher Education Program. And education is very, very important to me. And it's something that's a passion in my life because I see the opportunity that it creates. So I want to encourage all the students this morning, and I want to thank our staff and all the people who've helped make this year's science fair and gathering a success, because we need more of you to rise up into the sciences. We have plenty of lawyers. We have lots of our young people that are going into law and education, but we need more of you to get into engineering. We need more of you to get into medicine. We need more of you to get into the sciences, and it's so important. So I encourage all of you to follow through on your passions. You know, those things that interest you. You know, if you have science or physics or those fields, follow that passion, follow that curiosity, follow that drive, and go through with it and finish it, because we need you because you represent the future. All of you that are sitting there this morning. I'm not too old yet, but I'm getting up that hill. I'm 51, and I know that in the next 10 to 20 years, which will come fast, I'll be an elder pretty soon here. But you young people there, you have so much opportunity before you right now. So I encourage all of you, stay in school. I encourage all of you, make sure that you're preparing for your departmentals, particularly in grade 12. That's so critical and key. So you make sure that when you're in your grade 12 year, that you're working with your teachers and they're prepping you for the departmentals, because those marks are going to determine what program that you get into in university. And there are seats that are set aside for First Nations people right now in pretty much every college at the university. So we encourage you to follow through on university, get into the sciences, get into engineering, get into medicine and all those fields that have a science background, and succeed, because we need you to succeed, because you represent the future. So I want to encourage all of you today to keep going, keep following your dreams. I want to acknowledge some of the people in the room. You know, Herman Michelle, a long-time lands-based educator. He's got a PhD, students. So you're listening to people that have a very high-quality education, and Herman is one of them that has a PhD. So he's actually Dr. Herman Michelle. So I want to acknowledge that today. Dawn Pratt, another one who has her master's in chemistry. And that's huge. We have very few of our people that have a master's in chemistry, and she's one of them. And she's leading the way in chemistry and the field. And I always follow her social media, and she's always encouraging her little girls, her young babies, to follow her footsteps. And I see her ordering all these little science things and experiments to fuel her children's curiosity in science. So very important fields this morning. I want to keep my comments brief because this is your last day. You have an agenda there, but thank you all for joining in. But students, please, please stay in school, get that education, because I'm telling you right now, you don't know the opportunities that education is going to create for you. Now, I know all of you may want to pursue a university education, then go into the trades. There's tons of trades that you can get involved in. And you might say, well, what do I need math for if I'm going to be a carpenter? Well, you got to calculate all the area. You got to measure things. So math and science is very important in all these fields and all these professions. So I want to encourage you to keep going. And I want to thank all the teachers that are here in attendance. I know Mr. Shunka Washte from Muscatine. I want to give him a shout out. Another one of my classmates from ITEP. So all you Muscatine students there that are there with Mr. Shunka Washte, you listen to Mr. Shunka Washte and you follow his example, and you make sure and get those assignments in and do well in your departmentals and get into university and move forward in your education. Because everybody that's in that room, all of the people that are organizing, they all know the value and the opportunities that education creates. You represent the future. You are the best and the brightest, and you can succeed and you can do it. So on behalf of the FSIN, Chief Bobby Cameron, myself, First Vice Chief David Pratt, Vice Chief Dutch Leroy, Vice Chief Ali Bear, Vice Chief Heather Bear, all of our 74 strong, powerful, thriving First Nations, our Senate, our institution, our elders, and our veterans, I want to wish you a great day. And I want to thank all of you for coming this year. And we're looking forward to next year even being a bigger success. So, miigwech, mercy cho, padamia, padamia. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.
We're going to have some chaperone door prizes. And I'm just wondering, Barry and Ian were collecting the names. Did you put your name into a basket? You're a chaperone? Tyler? You didn't do it? Oh, you got your name tag. Where? If you have your name tag, I guess we'll put it in a basket. The baskets are up here. Where did they go? We have one basket. We have one basket for the females and one basket for the males. Yeah, just fold it up and put it in the basket. You can just put your name on a paper if you don't have your name tag. Need your name tag to enter.
All right, we're gonna go live here. Or go live. We already are live, so welcome you guys. We are live again for day number 2 of the FSIN Science Fair here in Saskatoon at the Prairie Land Exhibition. Day number 2. The finals will be announced today, and we'll be interviewing hopefully all the finalists. We're gonna go again over there to the science booth there and do a once over again with all the projects and thank everybody and all the students and have a great time. But Danse, my name's Nathan Arias from Red Pheasant First Nations in Treaty 6, and I'm hosting this show with my good friend and brother Willis Janvier.
Si Willis Janvier, Hushaten in last tours in Lavash, Saskatchewan, Clearwater River Dene Nation band member at the ASLO, and doing the Treaty 6 territory. It's in Saskatoon live at the Prairie Land Park FSIN First Nation Science Fair. Yeah, it's another day of, they're going to announce the winners, and then I guess we're going to go have lunch this afternoon, and we'll be, we've been kind of running a little bit late here, but get things going. They're going to give away some prizes to the chaperones, and yeah, so we've...
Yeah, and then we'll be interviewing who we need to interview, getting make sure. Yeah, it'd be nice to interview some more chaperones and guests and just get their overall thoughts and hopefully get a couple more organizers on here. We do have a guest here that'll probably pop in here, hopefully until he's got to leave. Jared Patra, or AKA Jared Lee,
Poitras,
who actually brought us Timmy's.
Yeah.
So
he's anybody that's listening, I got a show on April 16, I believe, at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Jared Lee. And how many you got other guests?
We got 4 other guests.
Four other guests right here. We've got Voices of the West. It is 18 plus. I know Denny Auntie's got some listeners up there. So we've got Donita Large, Trent Adjicute, Chelsea Young, Kurt Young, and the headliner Jared Lee Patra, all the way from Satellite Cree Nation. And tickets are $30. If you want any questions, any information, please call 306-713-2584.
Eventbrite. Yeah, Eventbrite.
Okay.
So so what are they doing? They're doing a draw right now. I'll get you a mic there, Jared, so you can
Go
chime
put
in.
our,
Oh,
we'll go win some
camera guy.
prizes.
What do we win?
I don't know. They're gonna do draws.
That's if we can win.
Why not?
Because we're already winning already in life, Willis.
We're winning.
We're winning in life.
Winning.
Winning in life. Yeah, exactly. Imagine if we won, man.
This is not our event, though.
People would just look at us and be like,
They might have a new camera up there to give away. You never know. I should go.
"Oh,
I don't know. But looks like they're already setting up for lunch. We're gonna have lunch here. I wonder what they're
We
having. We just
we
ate.
just had breakfast."
Yeah.
What about Thursdays? and
It's like a-
secondsies?
It's like the weather in Saskatchewan. You know, we're at second winter.
Yeah,
Second, no, we're spring. So
we must be on the 15th winter right now.
yeah.
Yeah, but we also are gonna try with a young lady from Birch Narrow Dene Cree Nation.
Dene Nation.
Dene Nation. Is it Birch Narrows? Dene
Birch
Nation.
Narrows, Dene Nation, no
Birch
Cree up there.
Narrows, Dene Nation, and she's a phenomenal singer. And I want to try get her on here. I've been trying to get her on here for the last day, and so yeah, it'd be nice to get her on in here and sing a few tunes, and maybe
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Jared
Maybe
Lee.
do a little acapella, eh? Right? Can you do acapella? Yeah, I could. Or do you need a guitar? If I wanted to, girl.
You too.
If you wanted me to. I'm gonna go get you a mic.
Here, sit here.
Oh, you can. I'm gonna get a mic.
Okay, we're gonna have Jared Lee join us here with the come sit next to me, Jared. They're just going over the whoever's winning the baskets. I believe they look like Easter baskets. Easter is coming up. So we've got Mr. Jared Lee Pacha here all the way from Satellite Cree Nation. Welcome, Jared. Here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. This is cool. You know, a science fair right at Prairie Land. The last time I was here was a few years ago. I actually got married in this very same building.
Nice.
So the last time I walked down that hallway, I was a bachelor, so to speak, and then got married, and I walked out a married man. So there you go.
It's cool. So if you ever want to get married, this is the place to do it, right?
Beautiful, beautiful place. It kind of reminds me of a place in Edmonton, the Agricom. They have a lot of different rooms, all of different sizes for
Yeah,
different events.
it's cool. It's cool. So tell us about your event you got coming up here this week. I know you signed in Nashville. You went down once, and then you're going to make another trek down there. But you're having an event here tomorrow night. Tell us a bit about
Testing. Does this work?
Works. Yep. So the event is steak night tomorrow. I think we only got like 15 tickets left. It's happening at the Twisted Monkey on 33rd on the west side. And there's going to be a whole bunch of different artists out there. Just going to pull up the poster here on my phone here. But it's one thing to get signed, and it's another thing to keep it going. So the tough part is being able to make it. And the tougher part is being able to stay there in music. So this event we're putting on is a steak night. It's going to be a fundraiser for me to get back to Nashville. It puts a little bit of money back in my pocket. I know I have some grants to write for some travel. Also some other grants for export marketing and stuff like that. So this event we're putting on, Twisted Monkey. Let me check my events here. So you got Michael Gamble, we got Raven Reed. We got about 7 or 8 different artists that are going to be performing throughout the course of the night. So it starts off with a steak night, and then it goes into like an open jam. So it's called Chasing the Dream. Kind of looks like this, folks. Might blur, but
Yeah.
Anyway, it's called Chasing the Dream Showcase, featuring myself, hosted by Raven Reed. Michael Gamble's going to be there, Brian Paul DC, Dees Campo, Louis Horse. There's a band called $9 Band. I wonder if they use $9 to get off the horse.
Maybe.
After
Or maybe they got bucked off 9 times, and that's Hey,
$9 band, Barry Day, and also Wraith, Nihilist.
so how much are tickets for this event?
These are 25, and you get a steak with it. So I mean, the steak itself is worth the $25. Not only that, but you get entertainment for a lot of these artists. They're emerging. A lot of these artists are established. So you get awesome entertainment, whole bunch of artists throughout the course of the night, and it's an open jam. So if you play music, by all means, come on out tomorrow. We're playing at the Twisted Monkey. It's going to be a jam style showcase, steak night, fundraiser for myself to get myself back to Nashville and represent our First Nations people. So we're very underrepresented when it comes to country music. Not only that, but in Nashville as well. So
Yeah, that's good. You know, they represent Indigenous, the Cree Nation, all the way down south in Nashville. It's you know, good event. It's always good to support Indigenous artists. To you know, and when one makes it, we all make it. So let's help him out and get out and get tickets for the event tomorrow night at the Twisted Monkey. Tickets are $25.
you can get them through Laurel Sapp at 306-480-0469 or else Raven Reed. We do have a poster that's out. You can check my Jared Lee page, Jared Putram Music on Facebook. Now we're going to do a quick interview with Nathan. And
Nathan is going to go over and talk to... We're just going to be bunched up here. I got a couple artists here joining me. I've got... come on, squeeze in. Don't be shy. We're all related.
Oh, okay, so that's how it works.
Yeah, this is what you get to see. So I've got to my right here, Liren Piche, all the way from Birch Narrows, Dene Nation. She is the winner of KI Voices 2022. So welcome. Thank you for joining me. I've been trying to get you over here.
For how long?
How long? But yeah, so I'll just get you to introduce yourself for the audience here.
Well, my name is Liren. Named Piche Sylvester. I'm from Birch Narrows, and I'm here today on Willis's podcast. Finally, this is Willis.
Whose podcast?
Willis.
Yeah, we're live streaming on on a few different pages, and so yeah, thank you for joining me. What was it like for winning KI Voices? Jared Lee is actually an artist as well, so maybe we can get you two to sing here after too. But what was it like to win a competition like that?
It was pretty cool. Like it was something to do. I enjoyed it, like just performing, even just for that. Like it's not always about the winning, but I was happy to be part of something and also see other people's talents from other places. And yeah, it was cool.
that's B.
Oh, I was wondering where that was coming from. So yeah, that's good. Tell us some of the songs that you sang to win this competition.
I sang I'm Not Over You by Ronna Vincent. I sang a couple Alanis Morissette songs. Played the harmonica. My dad helped me as well with guitar playing. I played Dreams by the Cranberries. And what else did I play? I played Traveling Soldier by the Chicks. And I think that's it.
The Chicks, they did change their name.
I wonder when they dropped the Dixie.
I don't know.
Maybe they sang Dixie and then they dropped the Dixie and they just became the
Yeah.
Chicks. You're LJ's daughter, right? Okay,
Yeah.
LJ
Yeah.
Piche.
Yeah.
All right, Black Eyed Peas, a little spin-off of the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah. So hey, how about we get an artist interviewing an artist? I want to see how you do it.
Sure. So as you know, I had a showcase, a podcast called the Backstage Pass, and I always ask different artists like, what does it feel like to be up on stage?
Well, at first, before, I was pretty nervous. Like, how am I going to do this or get nervous? And I'll get on stage and it's like normal. It's so natural to me. And I don't get nervous. I don't get scared. It's just let it go. your voice go.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a good feeling, and it's a stress reliever.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me anyway. Yeah.
So up on stage, I asked that question a lot because I got asked that question a lot by everyday people, and they always ask the same questions like, "Where do you normally play?" or "Who's your influences?" And I'm gonna ask you, like, you mentioned Dixie Chicks, you mentioned Alanis Morissette. Who are some of the artists that inspired you growing up besides dad? Because I know we both come from musical families, so it's always the parents that influence us. But who would be like another artist that you look up to, or somebody that influences you?
At first, it was when I was younger. It was Loretta Lynn.
Mhm.
I did learn a lot about her when I was younger, and it is Alanis Morissette now. I love Alanis Morissette. Um, always loved George Jones. It's my dad's favorite as well, but I've always listened to him. And there's a couple people, but like it's just like always do try your best.
So mostly like the older country. I know
Yeah,
a lot of us
it's
grew
a
up
lot
on
of
the Waylon, Willie, Hank, and all that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, that's mainly what it is. It's all the old country, or rock.
Good. So we'll catch up a little bit later, and hopefully we can duet or talk a little bit more about music and inspiration and all that stuff. But for right now, we'll get back to the science fair. We got some draws coming up here, so thank you, and honestly, congratulations for your win on the KI's Voices.
Thank you.
Sweater and some other stuff in there. So Herman, you need to come pull a name.
Just for the virtual people from up north who can and all that.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to
The
be
winner of 2 t-shirts
soliciting
from
some prizes.
SIT is Karis Watney. Karis Watney. If you're gonna come get their, who's Karis? Karis Watney. Oh, there she is. Here you go. Congratulations. All right, one more draw. One more draw. Oh, I gotta open the bag for you, Herman. Kane McNabb. Congratulations. All right, so what does so I guess we'll take our projects down. We have no tiebreaker. Oh, we don't have a tiebreaker, so no ties at all on the projects. And so I guess we'll just take our projects down and have lunch, and then we have the awards after lunch. All right.
Dale's Easter honey baskets.
All right, there you guys go. So we're going to be, Willis is going to be going around doing some quick interviews here at the science fair here at the Prairie Land Exhibition, where we are live for the 2022 FSIN Science Fair. And we're going to get some interviews here. As you see Willis there walking around, looking who to interview. But we want to thank you guys for joining us. Jared, you might as well join in here too. Get in here, and special guest today, Jared Patra Lee.
You're the first person to say my last name.
Really? I always say Patra.
Patra. That's how I.
I never say Poitras.
Poitras is like BC, sometimes, Manitoba, some parts of
Yeah.
Saskatchewan, but it's always Patra.
So we have some there. We got the science fair that they are taking it down. So we're going to get some quick interviews. So hopefully Willis will interview a few peeps. But yeah, what an exciting time here it's been for the last 2 days. I know all the kids were excited to be here. See if he's ready to interview. I don't know if he knows he's live. See, everyone's happy. It's actually nice to, we were talking about, Jared, did you grow up north or down south, or where'd you grow up? St. Albert or St. Paul?
St. Paul, yeah, it's a couple hours northeast of Edmonton, in between Bonneville,
Oh, okay.
Edmonton.
So like we were saying, a lot of these northern kids had to, this is a big thing for them coming off the res,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden getting to be in the big city of Saskatoon, and visit maybe a lot of their friends they don't see for a while, or meeting new people and making new friends. So it's been a great event so far. A lot of smiles, that's for sure. These kids are sure proud of the projects they've done. And you ever do a science fair?
Yeah, I did. Back in the day, I think grade 9, we did a little project on bubbles and how they're created with oxygen and air and water.
And you still remember that?
I still remember that. Yeah, it was me and my buddy Curtis Trinich, and I still remember my combination from grade 3.
Wow, man.
So the memories, I remember being bored.
Actually,
we'll talk about that later.
I remember my grade 10 combination, 28, 12, 14. Wow. I just remembered it all of a sudden.
31, 28, 6. 38, 21, 6 was my grade 3 combination. How I remember that, I have no idea. It was just stuck in my head. Had to memorize stuff from their number.
Testing.
You're good. So Willis is going to interview here. He's going to grab one of the youths or the chaperones and just get their thoughts on everything. So tell me about your science project there. I want to actually know.
It was basically just about bubbles and how they're created.
Who are you going to talk to?
Lots of students out there you can chit chat with.
Yeah.
So flavored bubbles.
Flavored bubbles, yeah.
Hey, right here. We'll get
Oh, there we go.
There we go. We got one.
We'll see what we got going on here. Maybe we can get an interview. Quick interview. Oh! We got... This is the heirs of science fair. Whose project is this? Yours? Okay, grade 9s from Muscatine. You mind if we do a quick interview about your project? Yeah? No? Okay. A little shy. Maybe a chaperone. Hey? About bringing kids, the youth.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's getting ready to head back home, but we're going to do the awards and find out who won and everything. So, the reason I'm bringing up Willis, we'll probably have to hear about
Alrighty,
Jared's
so
thing
we
right
got
after.
all
Hold
the way
on.
from Muscatine. What's your name?
Serain Shunkwashte.
Shireen?
Serain Shunkwashte. Yes.
Washte. Oh, okay.
Grade
Nice.
9 teacher for Muscatine. Yeah.
Grade 9 teacher for Muscatine. So, what are your thoughts on this event here?
This is actually my first time here as a teacher and as well as bringing students. So it was good to see. And I know after the last 2 years, I know this is their first time. I think after 2 years, I think 2019 was the last time.
Yeah.
So again, I wasn't too sure what to expect, but and all the curiosity around it, and and also my students as well. I only bring 2 from my class, and they really enjoyed it, and they're I know they felt overwhelmed, but I just after being here now they know what to expect for next time. So it's kind of like a learning curve for all of us, especially for myself as a teacher, and I didn't really know what to expect too much. So definitely it was a highlight and definitely an eventful time, and being with the other schools and seeing what they bring, and especially the land acknowledgements and some of the land-based stuff. And what I seen here was a really great, good thing to see, the kids learning that, definitely from not just from academics or education field, but from our teachings. So definitely it was really great to see.
Yeah, it's very good. You can bring that back to your nation and teach the youth as well. I know your student didn't want to go over the project. Maybe you can walk us a bit about what their project was here. Yeah.
They just basically wanted to see, like, because we had time constraints. Our school's been shut down off and on because of what's been going on. So we just tried to manage, and they just did a prototype of what's already been done. But they just wanted to. They were just asking about I guess some pollution control on First Nation communities. I know a lot of our First Nation communities still don't have treated water, but they were asking me about where does our sewage water go. I said, well, basically a lot of our First Nation communities still lose dugouts and lagoons, and so they just said, well, how would a treatment facility look for in regards to treating household wastewater? So it was a prototype that was already been done. So they just kind of wanted to see like the stages and first stages, secondary stages, and the third stages. So it's just something they wanted us to see, and maybe someday in the future, just for water, to offset water consumption a little bit more. So they were just kind of looking at the practice of that nature. They're the ones that kind of did the research. I can't really speak too much about it, other than what they try to bring today. And didn't really have so much of the culture component to it. They just more of the background for just a wastewater treatment facility.
Yeah, it's good stuff. We like you said, there's a bit of a traditional knowledge here, land-based, plant-based, all that stuff, and maybe we can all bring that to our indigenous communities, all everywhere, and in the future, so these the youth might have something on their hands.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be good to see, and something for their lifetime, and after we're done here and put in our time here on this earth. But yeah, definitely, everything's kind of different now today with the economy and how things generate. So definitely different scenario to look to be environmentally friendly to our communities. And so lots of work to be done yet. And so yeah, it was really, like I said again, I can't explain enough, or I can't hype up enough of how I felt being here this week and going over and seeing everybody bring their ideas and seeing it on display. So yeah,
that's good. Yeah, thank you. And once again, FSIN, the people that put all this together, a shout out to them, and thank you for joining me here today.
Yes, and I just wanted to give an acknowledgement as well to Dawn Pratt. She's I did not know she was I just met her, so she was helped put this good event on, as well as her other as well. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. With her other co-workers, and and she's also a community member where I work, so it was good just to have us here today and bring that acknowledgement back to her focus, and and give thanks for having us.
Cool, Masicho. We'll see you next year.
Yes.
Definitely. Okay. Alrighty, there we got it from Muscatine First Nation. We're gonna take it over back to Nathan Arias, and yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Willis, for that quick interview there.
This way, buddy.
And now we got a young man here,
All the way from
Mosquito.
Yeah.
What's your name, young man?
Anthony.
Anthony who?
Star Chief.
Anthony Star Chief. Look at that. Looks like you're full of stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think so far? What was your project about again?
Pepsi.
And not Pepsi, Bebsi.
Pepsi. Okay.
Say it right, Bebsi. You gotta
Bebsi.
yeah, come closer.
Pepsi.
There you go. Smile for the camera. There we go. So what did you enjoy? Everything. Tell me everything you enjoyed about and what you remember. First of all, how old are you?
12.
12 going on 80, I bet.
Beep.
All right, tell me what you enjoyed about so far about coming to Saskatoon.
I getting this blue Cheeto.
You what?
This blue Cheeto.
You made that?
Blue Cheeto.
Yeah. No, I didn't make it, but I found it. The blue Cheeto.
Oh, you mean the Cheeto chip?
Yep.
Oh,
Cheeto.
nice. Well, tell us about your science fair project then.
Pepsi. Yeah. It was about Pepsi and how it affects the body.
And tell us how it affects the body, because let's admit it, man. A lot of us are pop drinkers, and we like our Pepsi or
Zero,
Coke Zero or
root beer.
root beer, all of them. So
Yep.
tell us how Bebsy affects the body.
Cardiovascular condition.
You gotta come closer, buddy.
Um, uh, diabetes.
Diabetes, the big D word, man. That's 100% right, because diabetes is a big thing within indigenous communities. So
I wonder how many cups of sugar is in one can of Pepsi. How many grams of sugar do you
in
think?
one can,
One can,
Really? I don't know.
roughly.
I'm gonna say cups or grams. Did you say
Grams.
5 grams?
What do you see?
I think it was 40. I don't remember.
40
It's
grams?
up there.
I
It's really
forgot.
up there. We did at the Alberta Space and Science Center. We went and checked out how much sugar goes into pop.
Yeah.
And back in the day, Pepsi was about 43, Coke was about 48, and
Wow.
Jolt Cola was about 56 grams in a single bottle of pop. So you can imagine all that sugar going into your body. So
That's
like you said,
insane.
no wonder where it causes diabetes, right?
And that's it's a thing, eh? And did you ever go to the store, like Mosquito store? Do you live on the res?
No, side of the road. Up north.
So you go to the rest, you go to Mosquito School, right?
Yeah.
So do you ever go to the store and get pop and chips?
I don't get. Yeah. Sometimes I get pop. Yeah.
So every time you sometimes get
Yeah.
pop,
Yeah.
you're putting in how much? 43 grams of Pepsi or a Pepsi? 43 grams of I was gonna say salt, sugar.
Yeah, sugar. That's a lot.
So how much is that? Is that like that much?
Imagine these little cubes of sugar that you find for
Yeah.
your coffee.
Don't tell me that's 1 gram.
No, I'm not gonna weigh them, but at least maybe they're 2 or 3 grams. So
you're
if you put
putting
about 10 of those,
No, 20.
yeah,
If you're
20.
saying 43
it's 40,
grams,
yeah, 20 of those.
wow.
Imagine doing 20 of those.
Wow. You know which one you're talking about? You know those little cube
Those
sugars?
little cubes for sugars.
Yeah.
So each one, he says they're about 2 grams. So you put in 20 into a pop can.
Yep.
So did
That's a lot
that
of
scare you to drink less pop?
Pepsi Zero.
Hey. Are you going to keep drinking pop?
I'm trying to stop. Yeah, I don't like it really.
Attaboy. See, that's what you want to hear. As much as it's nice to have like a drink of Pepsi, like I rarely drink pop in general, but I mean, sometimes it's nice to have to treat yourself.
The fizz.
The fizz or whatever. That's why I started drinking that fizzy water.
You can drink
bubbly.
Perrier. You can drink Bubbly.
Bubbly, whatever you say. That's what I drink. And there's no sugar at all. So maybe that's a comparison you can do. Hey, young man.
Mhm.
And what else did you learn from your science experiment?
If you leave spoon in Pepsi for 1 week, it dissolves. I don't know. Someone told me that.
Ooh, if you leave a spoon in Pepsi,
Like
for
a
week,
legit
it'll
metal
dissolve.
spoon?
No, like maybe a plastic spoon.
By plastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Did you ever see metal shined up with Pepsi or Coke because of how much chemicals
Yeah,
are in
I've
it?
seen that. It takes off
Shine up
rust.
chrome. Maybe it should be a household cleaner instead of something we ingest.
Well, they do that. You know why they do that? They do it because when you're drinking, they're trying to mimic it, like if this is going in your stomach, right?
Yeah, so,
Like
yeah.
your muscles and your stomach,
Mhm.
I guess your bladder, whatever, wherever the pop goes. It's every time you're drinking it, it's hitting it and dissolving it, right? Does that make sense?
That's a good project.
Yeah, that is, man.
That's
It's
a
nice
good
to
project.
know, man. Like, a lot of, even as adults, we don't know how much sugar is in anything. We just assume there's not that much.
Mhm.
But here, in a can of pop, there's 43 grams of sugar
And a can of Pepsi.
in a can of Pepsi,
Pepsi.
right?
We should start our own brand of Pepsi, but we'll call it Pepsi
Pepsi.
with a B because that's already copywritten.
Yeah.
It's been indigenized already.
Well,
Did you ever see the new symbol,
Pepsi?
the Pepsi that has the almost looks like a yin yang with that
No.
feather in it?
Ching chong wing. I mean, nothing.
Yeah. So there we go. What was your favorite part of this whole trip? What do you think? Something to take away.
I remember them running around the hotel.
Were you running around the hotel? Were you one of the people that were running around?
Maybe.
Maybe.
The swimming.
Swimming pool. What was your favorite?
The hot tub. It was really nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You cannot go wrong with a hot tub, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the reason that's nice that he mentioned that, because events like this that the FSIN is putting on, you know, such as this science fair, it gives a chance for a lot of these young students to come and experience what life is like, you know, within the city, meeting everyone else that that are in Saskatchewan, from the surrounding reserves in Saskatchewan, and just getting to socialize. So, did you make any friends as well, besides that scary face?
Nope.
No, you didn't talk to anybody new. You just kept to your.
Hey, what's your name? My friend wants to meet you.
That's Karis.
Karis.
He's one of my
Cheeto,
students.
Cheeto.
Flexing muscle.
Some friends. It's like a Cheeto flexing. Imagine this: different flavored Cheetos. That looks like it'd be a
Pepsi.
blueberry.
That'd be a blueberry
I
Pepsi
wouldn't like
Cheeto.
that.
You wouldn't like that? What would be a cool flavored Cheeto besides hot? Because hot's been done already.
Cheese.
Cheese,
I think
like
it's
super
the-
cheese.
Maybe.
A cheese Cheeto?
A cheese Cheeto, yeah.
Well, they're already cheese.
They're already
They're already cheesy, aren't they?
Cheddar.
Okay, wait. There's already cheddar. I really don't know.
How about like a Buffalo Ranch Cheeto?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. What do you think? You like doing scary faces because you get to see yourself on the camera? The younger version of Bubbles.
Yeah.
Do you know who Bubbles is?
No.
No? Okay, you'll have to watch the Trailer Park Boys if your parents will allow you to watch it. But it's a cool series. Has a good character on there.
Which one?
Trailer Park Boys.
Oh yeah.
Bubbles. What do you want like this?
Oh, you're saying he's trying to
mimic Bubbles.
mimic bubbles.
Yep.
All right, young man, we're gonna have to let you go and say whatever you want to say right now, but be good. Say hello to your kuka, mushroom, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your friends, whoever, your classmates.
One person watching.
But it comes played over and over.
There'll be more people watching this later because we're just live right now. So a lot of people
Everyone's
are
at
busy.
work, yeah, during the day.
Never mind.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks,
thanks
man.
for the interview. And don't forget the
Yep.
headset. Here you have to take the headset. Sweet.
I've done that many times where I've walked away
and get unplugged.
Yeah, and then took the headset with me and realized
So there
made
you
a
go.
boo-boo.
That's good. Like what we're talking about is health.
Health
one of
is
the-
wealth.
One of the things that are plaguing our people right now is the health and lack of resources that we have.
Yep.
Like we're lacking the clean drinking water, what we were talking about earlier. Food sovereignty. Imagine this. We had to do a project on business and how food is being scarce and how, you know, the earth is being turned up so many times over and over again. We're not getting the same nutrients we were, you know, 150 years ago before the Industrial Revolution as we are now.
Yeah.
But imagine if food was grown out of a sea can.
As a what?
Food grown out of a sea can, where you can grow any kind of food
24/7, 365. Are we
in
talking?
any kind of environment
Mm-hmm.
anywhere in the world. Because
I like it.
It's in a sea can. So in there, it's not susceptible to, like, you know, certain temperatures and insects.
Was that like a science project?
It was more of a
like
market survey, or not a market survey, but, you know, investigating how we can make food for people that have inaccessible ways to getting food. Like if you look at some of the prices of food up north, like I know you can't really grow meats, right? But our fruits and vegetables, imagine if we create an environment in a sea can where you can grow that.
That's a really good
Wouldn't that
idea,
drop
man.
prices down? So you were talking about some of these northern communities having, to fly in or accessibility and their first time being in the city. Why don't we bring the city to them?
That is a really good idea. A sea can packed with whatever they need, the scientific stuff. But I mean, it's like a one-stop shop where you can grow your own food and just like year-round. A greenhouse within a sea can.
Inside of a sea can. Where you create your own environment inside of it. Like it'll be 35 degrees in there, but it'd be minus 30 outside. So then that way, when spring rolls around, you got all the fruits and vegetables ready. So that way you don't drive the prices so high where a watermelon doesn't cost $14 or $15 anymore.
Yeah.
It'll cost 50 cents. Yeah. So there you go. There's one in the Losh.
Apparently there's one already made there within
it's I wouldn't say it's I was in it once, and I know they were just starting to grow. Spinach was one of them because I like spinach, but it's this big machine that you can grow plants and all that stuff to be able to.
Within a sea can.
It's not a sea can. It's like a sea can, but it's actually built, a greenhouse built, and they got all the everything, I believe.
And it can withstand minus 50, whatever.
Yeah, everything. It's equipped with technology like our setup we got here.
And imagine this too, like instead of having to use a generator or biofuels, it just run off of course, solar. Right?
That I don't know if they have. They must have that, but it's been a few years, so I would have to. But yeah, it's cool. Go there, share it with the community. And
have you guys heard of the I'm Not plastic bag?
No.
It's a company out of Indonesia that had so much bad stuff going into their ocean. All these plastics. It was polluting their ocean so bad, like all the marine life. There's people that couldn't fish.
Is that where they put the the net over the water coming out into the ocean?
Yes, to collect all the garbage. But this is more of it's a plant, and what the plant is, it's not plastic. It's biodegradable, and you can eat it. So one guy, we could share the video later, but I'll send you the link for that. It's called a vanny, and what it is, it's a plastic. It's not a plastic bag. I keep wanting to say plastic, but it's not. It's a plant-based bag, and he goes shopping with his groceries, and he starts ripping it apart, and he puts it in his water, and he drinks it. So it's good for the environment. We can eat it, and it's good for also marine life to eat this Avani type of not plastic bag. So I was thinking of getting something like that here to get rid of plastic, because our oceans are already getting polluted, and if we lose the oceans, that's it. It's game over.
Yeah, no, they're saying that they're even starting to find microscopic stuff of plastic in not
fish.
The fish, because they already eat it. Yeah, within the fish. Sorry, yeah, within the fish. So when you catch like a healthy fish, there's micro traces of plastic. So it's actually good. I gotta turn this down. It's actually good that when you do have, and I think I'm not gonna quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere where there was some kind of event similar to the science fair where there were youth, and this one youth made something that I think it cleaned the ocean where they drive around or something. It's like a swather or something, and it just collects all the something like you were talking about. Yeah. But it was made from one of these science fairs.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, going back to what FSIN is doing here at the science fair is important, because you never know when you're going to come across a project like this one project called Loop Lust or Loop Ring or something like that. Had to do with VR, and it had to do with people learning more when there's VR. So they did like if it was in blue, you really learned lots, and they answered all these series of questions, and then they put the ones that didn't really learn much in pink or red. And majority of all the questions asked we're all in blue when people are responding. So I mean, little cool little things like that, or like again, back to this is why we're coming to this FSIN science fair and podcasting here. And what FSN does this yearly is the importance of letting these kids know that even though they think they're not, they won't contribute, or they might have that feeling they can't contribute to the world society, that little things like that are going to be grown into ideas when somebody's passing by and might see it and be like, wow. I'm already thinking. That's why when I looked at that, and then I came to this VR in his room, and I started talking to my coworker, and then she was saying the same thing. So I mean, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Ideas just grow from the simplest little things.
And every idea, I think, starts off with a question, like, is it possible to have clean drinking water, and what does that look like? Like, I know he was talking about one of the chaperones was talking about having clean drinking water. Now, I've seen guys in the Army where they're out in the middle of a field, or they're near a swamp and that kind of stuff, and they have it's like a filter straw where you take it out of your pocket and you can drink any kind of water, and it just filters out all the bad stuff and then gives you
That
the
quick,
clean water.
it filters that
Like
quick.
that quick. Yeah, I'll see if I can find you that link. Now
That
imagine
is-
if we can do that on a bigger scale. How to filter your water so that we have what Trudeau promised us was clean drinking water 4 years ago. But I think it's kind of
Let's not go there right now.
it'll be up to us to come up with solutions for ourselves and not wait any
Exactly.
longer. Come up with
100%.
solutions for ourselves so we can become more independent and self-sufficient.
Exactly. You said it perfectly. Is like, not wait for the government. Don't wait for chief and council. Don't wait for anybody. If you guys have an idea out there, young or old, you don't need to wait for these science fairs. Just start YouTubing stuff, start Googling, start whatever you got to do to get that dream alive, and just take it from there. I interviewed somebody over here yesterday that has, I don't know, a very smart degree, I'm going to just say. I forget what it was, but it was like neuroscience or something.
Yeah.
And, we both agreed, like, you don't need these big degrees to be a game changer in the world. You look at Zuckerberg, sure, he went to Harvard, but he dropped out. He doesn't even have degrees, like one of the richest people in the world. And look at how his little invention of Facebook has changed the world. Google, Elon Musk, his mom is actually from Saskatchewan.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah, she was born here and raised, and not raised, she was moved when she was young, but Elon Musk actually lived just outside of Regina for a year, I think. So I don't know why I'm bringing up Elon. Why I'm bringing up Elon Musk for a reason, because there's a guy who put his heart and soul into a project and almost went broke.
Yep.
He created PayPal. If you guys don't know what PayPal is, you can buy stuff through your bank through them. But anyway, he had like 300 million, and he put it all in the SpaceX and Tesla. And he basically went down to his last
dollar.
Well, I'm going to say million,
close.
like
Yep.
$1 million, like, which is, imagine coming from 300 million to 1 million.
Yep.
And then there was one more space rocket launch that he had to do. And if it failed, because the previous 3 failed, he said if this one failed, that was it. He was broke again. Like legit broke, because he was putting all his money into that tech. But now he is like the richest person in the world, and now all his internet is actually going to be changing the lives of the northern communities. Actually, all the communities that have bad internet, which is basically all of us. And a lot of people are starting to get Starlink. I know up in Clearwater, Dene Nation, they have Starlink up there. I know in Soto First Nation, Mooseman, they're starting to get it. And it's a game changer. So going back to that whole scenario is, Elon Musk never gave up. He believed in his project. Even he could have just retired after he sold PayPal, but he kept going. He almost broke. He pretty much went broke, and then now he's like, look at where he is. Saying that could be one of our youth in the communities. That just one little idea.
One little idea can change the world. Guaranteed.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a movie I just want to give a shout out to, and it's about a 13-year-old boy who's thrown out of a school he loves, and his family can no longer afford the fees, so he sneaks into the library and learns how to build windmills, and he saved his village from famine
That's a true story.
based on a true story.
I
This film
watched
came
that.
out in 2019. It's called "The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind."
I watched that.
So if you guys get a chance, what we're talking about right now is science, and it's so basic that he learned how to harness the wind. And at first he started off, I think he was on a bike or something, trying to pedal to get water out of the ground, and the crops were so bad, they were in a drought, and they had to go to walk a certain amount of kilometers and miles to get clean water for his village. But imagine just being able to drill a well, like all the things we take for granted, and we have all the answers to it. Yet what we're talking about is one idea. So this one idea for this young guy, he's 13 years old, was to save his village, and that's what we're talking about right here right now. Is we have to find ways to
Save the community
Save
and
the
save
community.
our Mother Earth,
Yep.
and bring traditional values into the modernization, like hybrid them, and just exactly like a simple idea. And they're over there, they're poor, like they have it like third world country where they don't drive vehicles, they're riding, and they're not even riding on anything, they're walking.
They're walking.
everywhere,
They're walking. It'd be a luxury if you had a bike.
Yeah, if you had a bike.
So if you had a bike, you were like, riding a BMW in today's society. So all the
Yeah.
things we take for granted, you can't take those for granted, because I believe we live in a world of abundance where there is more than enough to go around, and there are answers to every solution, or there are solutions to every question, and we do have the answers.
Mhm.
But it's just a matter of finding a way to make things work and getting to the cheddar, so to speak.
No, that's so correct. Just the simplest idea. So let's just go with that, you guys. The simplest idea can become what the world actually needs, and it usually comes from. I'm going to say a lot of youth, because a lot of youth are very spoken sometimes on what ideas when they have an idea. When you become an adult, you're always like, I don't know if I should do this. People,
Yep.
confidence, and people might
we
say
have more
this.
barriers as adults. I
Yeah.
think we have more mental blocks than.
Yep.
Imagine if you were a kid and the word can't or no or wouldn't or shouldn't wasn't in your vocabulary.
Mhm.
Like I always ask people, imagine what you can accomplish if you knew you couldn't fail.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
what kind of world do we want to leave for our children? Because right now we're borrowing from them. We're
Yeah.
borrowing the resources from them, whether it comes in the form of the raw resources we have in Mother Nature,
Mhm.
the time, water, clean water. We're eventually going to have to find ways on how to be more sustainable for the future. But getting away from my point here, I forgot what I was going to say. It sounded pretty good to me, though.
Well, hey, I don't know if you're gonna stick around here, Jared, but we're gonna shut her down here for lunch, and then after that, we're gonna come back, because we do have who's gonna win, some keynotes, and then basically closing out the 2-day event of the FSIN Science Fair 2022. Hopefully, Jared will come back here. Maybe he'll close us out with a song. Who knows? Karaoke with the Birch Narrows Dene Nation young lady there. Where's her name again? Lauren. And Laren? Liren?
I just think of LJ.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, and anything can happen live. So hopefully we can get these two to sing, to promote themselves, as we always want to promote anything Indigenous, anything that promotes Indigenous success, like such as Jared here and his musical career, and young Laren LJ. And her musical career, especially all these students here have all their science projects, and we'll probably go around and do some interviewing while everyone's sitting at their table if we can, and to make things happen. But we'll see you guys soon, probably within about an hour, I want to say.
I remember my point now.
Okay, go ahead. What's your point? Before
We were
close up?
just going to ask the kids, like, ask them what kind of world they want to live in.
Yes.
That was the point I was trying to make. So it totally slipped my mind, but ask them what kind of world they want to live in. We'll go with that. One idea could change the world.
I like that. One idea can change the world. All right, you guys, we're going to end her here, and we'll see you in about 1 hour, maybe earlier, but we'll be back live again here for the finale of the FSIN Science Fair 2022 live here at the Prairie Land Exhibition in Saskatoon. Ahoo. Let's go.